Manchester United destroyed by Manchester City in such an embarrassing way. Only 4 touches of the ball in Manchester City's box in that second half. 92% of the ball Manchester City had in the second half of that game. United started well. The goals they conceded were too easy. They fought their way back into the game. But it was another humbling, embarrassing, and just damn right atrocious performance from this Manchester United team. The lack of fight and desire is there to see. As soon as City got themselves back ahead, the team fell apart. There isn't a single player that walks away with a shred of credibility today. And this football club needs to act quickly. It needs to act soon. It needs to do something sooner rather than later, because this is an absolute disgrace and an absolute mess. Manchester City deserve it. Manchester City, by far and away, the best team, and they needed that reaction after Liverpool's win yesterday. Top 4 is done for Manchester United. Arsenal looking far too good, as we saw today. We're going to take your calls. We're going to speak to, of course, Colleen and Lias that are here in the studio with me as well. Make sure you've smashed that like and share button. Let's do this. If you're on the lookout for a new pair of jeans, fancy a new shirt, just want to update your wardrobe, today you are in luck. The Football Terrace is again partnering with Boohoo Man, where we can give you an extra 10% off their entire clothing range on their website right now. All you need is promo code TFT10 and or the link in our description below. So when you're finished here, go check it out. Go get yourself some brand new clobber. A little bit of a discount from the Terrace. Big thank you to Boohoo Man. Now let's smash this like button. Let's start the stream. Let's go. Man United destroyed today, as we've said. Absolutely taken apart. I don't even know where to go with how I'm feeling today. I don't know where to go with it. I don't even know what to make of it anymore when Manchester United play in this way. I don't know how I should feel. Should I be angry? I am. I'm fuming. But should I be? How am I meant to feel relaxed when we get beat this easily on such a regular occurrence? We're talking about rebuilds when we know that we're never going to see a rebuild through. How are Man United fans meant to remain relaxed? How are Manchester United fans meant to kind of try and stay united, as it were, together? Almost impossible to do. It legitimately is almost impossible to do. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And when I see the performance today, for me, it's the embodiment of what this football pitch is off the pitch. It's the embodiment of it. There's no togetherness. There's no desire to win. It's just an absolute calamity. An absolute calamity. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. The team is just an absolute mess. And, of course, Man City are a brilliant side. Let's take nothing away from Manchester City here. Nothing whatsoever away. When I meant to take the lights off me, I mean literally angle them away from my face. No, that's shining at my face still. That has. So, yeah, listen, from a Manchester United point of view, did we really expect to beat City today? No. But from my standpoint, what I want to see is my team fight a bit. My team put themselves about a bit. My team not give up. And the most embarrassing point today for me is the simple fact that when we tried to play some football, we were able to lay a glove upon them. We were able to open them up. We got in behind. We scored a goal. We were in the football match. But as soon as City turned up the pressure, as soon as City pressed harder, as soon as City made it difficult for us, we crumbled again. Now, a big rebuild is on the cards for the summer. Ten Hag's going to come in. There's going to be fanfares, and then people are going to be getting excited, and people are going to be sitting there and acting as though the world is going to change overnight. We're going to buy some exciting players. Some deadwood will leave. And you'll see it on socials tonight. And now this is where I will get angry. You're going to see this on socials tonight. Bruno if he leaves. Oh, Pogba if he leaves. Rashford if he leaves. These people are idiots. And if you're following them, that makes you an idiot. Makes you a fool. Because this club is rotten to the core, and that's why you see these types of performances on such a regular basis. What Arsenal are doing right now should stand out to Man United fans. They are building a new culture. They have cleared out players that didn't believe in it, that didn't want to be there, that weren't listening to their manager. Whether you think their manager is good enough or not, the club have backed him so far. And there's a long way for Arsenal to go, but they're moving in the right direction because what they're doing is they're building a structure, they're building a philosophy, they're building an ethos, and they're building a mentality that's wrapped around a positive culture. It's wrapped around the manager coming first. The manager and the club's wants come before players, come before player power. We're the opposite way. That's why we're weak. That's why we've got no heart. That's why even when we're playing a superior team, I've seen the likes of Crystal Palace hold themselves up and do better against Man City than us. I've seen Brentford have more fight in the second half against Man City than us. They don't have better players than we do. They don't. But they have a togetherness. They have a philosophy. They have a way. They have some damn pride in how they want to play. Now, as I say, I'm taking nothing away from Manchester City. They were absolutely phenomenal today. They were. But when we had some confidence coursing through us, we were in the match. We were in the game. And we were all sitting there, Lies, Colleen and myself, and saying, look, we're doing this with McTominay and Fred. We're able to pass through their lines. We're beating some of their press. We're getting in behind. But as soon as the going got tough, we fucked off. We were out of here. We were finished. We left. We checked out. And for all the stylish football that Ten Hag could bring, for all the new players that are going to come in, all the players that are going to leave, we need to develop heart and mentality. And you'll see people tonight talk about us a lack of quality. It's the lack of quality why Man City beat us so bad. It's quality, Terry. No, it isn't. They do have some players that are better than our players, no doubt. But the difference between Man City and Man United is how they work. How quickly Man City get back into shape when they lose possession. How hard they work for one another. The perseverance. How many times today did Mahrez try to do something, try to score, try to create, and didn't do it? Did he stop? Or did he keep going for the entire game? Man City don't give up. Liverpool don't give up. This Arsenal team is developing a mentality to not give up. Chelsea don't give up. The quality is there, yes. And of course we need to improve. Better midfielders, better fullbacks, an actual striker in each pomp. Of course we need that extra quality. But if they don't have the mentality, the desire, the perseverance when it isn't going their way, it doesn't matter. And until I see a proper rebuild complete, until I see footballing people making decisions, until I see a winning mentality injected back into this football club, I almost don't care about who we buy, who we sign, because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant today if you're angry with McTominay. It's almost irrelevant if you're angry with Harry Maguire. We will get into player performance, but you think getting rid of Maguire is going to solve our problems. We've been here before. Fellaini. Remember when Fellaini, if he was sold, would make us champions again? Rooney was past it, selling would be champions again. It's funny how we're sitting here in what, 5th or 6th? I don't even care where we are right now. It's an abomination. It's an absolute disgrace where we find ourselves as a football club. We will get on to talking Man City later because they were brilliant. The title race is on fire. We are talking about the top 4. I personally think it's done. We do want to hear from you. We've got a number of super chats to jump into. But before I do the super chats, I'm here. Lies, how you doing, mate?
You caught me off guard. Everything you just said is correct, honestly. Anyone basing this performance and looking at individuals, I feel, isn't really looking at the bigger picture here. This is, like you said, a rotten club with a rotten infrastructure, with a team so unbalanced, with a manager that, so I'm not going to blame Ralph Rangnick. He isn't a manager. He isn't our full-time manager. He's a guy who's going to be going upstairs in a few months, but I think he got outclassed today. Like, for me, the most disappointing thing is the fact that it came against City and just how far away we are from them. It's galaxies, it's universes, and it's a long way. It's a long way up for United. I said it during the stream. I think it will get worse before it gets better. And yeah, what more can you really say?
I hear you. Joined by Colin as well. So you're in a very good mood. I am. Big Arsenal fan. It's helped your top 4 endeavors, no doubt. You're probably something like 80% certain to make it now. Mm-hmm. In terms of Man United, first of all, actually, do you know what? Yeah, in terms of Man United, what went wrong for them today?
do you know, we were all praising the first half performance. Even though you went into 2-1 down, you know, we could see something that we hadn't seen from United in a long while. And then we said, okay, we've got to take it in 10-minute intervals after that in the second half. You didn't make it to 70 minutes before it hit 3-1. But I think it's echoing on you guys' thoughts is that I'm not a United fan, but I cannot believe you can go for a 15-minute period in a Manchester derby and have 8% possession. You could have the worst squad in the league. You cannot, in a derby, have 8% possession for 15-minute period. Overall, in the second half, City had 80%. United have the players to match City. We saw it in the first half. We saw it. They just down tools. They really did. Like we were saying, you know, there was no urgency after it hit 3-1. The goal kicks are going out. It was just like they thought, you know what? We played as well as we could. We conceded now. It's not winnable. You know, we're going to move on to the next game.
And the thing is, I think
shocking.
To echo your thoughts, I think they almost thought like, okay, City are just going to let us off the hook. They're just going to pass it. They scored 2 goals. It could have been 6, 7, 8 today, honestly. And I think you're spot on. I think they down tools. And there isn't a single team this season that has allowed City to dominate them the way they did in the last 25 minutes. That's disgraceful, what we saw at the end of the game.
It is. And this is why I talk so much about mentality, because when we tried in the first half and we were working and we were pressing and we were pushing, we were able to go toe-to-toe with them. And in the opening 25 minutes, and even when they went 2-1 up, it was an even game. Both teams were in it. Both teams were competitive. Both teams had a chance and an opportunity to win the damn football match. But Man United, as soon as you put it on us, as soon as you up your levels, there was a few niggly tackles that went in. There was a few, you know, there was moments where you saw Phil Foden like roughing up our captain. Our captain is 6'3", 6'4". Must weigh 15 stone if he's a pound. Phil Foden is a little boy compared to him. Yeah. And he was roughing him up and giving it to him. And United have got nothing in there. And I understand people want to talk about patterns of play and styles and they want it to be there. But all of that falls down without the determination that's needed. And you bang on to have 8% of the ball.
It's a joke. For
a 15-minute period. It's embarrassing. And I know people look at this as a little bit Neanderthalic. But I would rather see a player go out there and not hurt someone like permanently, but go and get stuck in.
Like a Roy Keane type
a bad tackle.
You know? The only one we have like that.
Do something.
Let them know that you're still
something.
There. Like it's just not on. It's just really not on. And, you know, it almost takes away from the great first half performance where you saw that change. You saw Ralph, you know, tinker with the tactics. You saw the players actually, you know, try and rival City. And they did. They went, even though they went into 2-1 down at half time. I don't understand how we can go from that and City just going up 1 gear in the second half. It's like, oh, they've applied a little bit more pressure than they did before. And now it's just, you know.
I mean, what did we tell you, though? They're the worst second half team in the league. They come out of halftime. I don't know what's said in there. I don't know who speaks up. I don't know where the leadership is, the accountability is.
There isn't any.
They are the worst second half team on the planet. And I think a lot of it goes down to the character of the team. I usually, when I come on the show, Terry, I try not to attack character. I try not to attack personality. I try and keep it football related. But when you look at a performance like that, you have to start looking at personalities.
That's what it comes down to. Listen, a few people in the comments saying not praising City. And we will get on to City. We're going to get to City later in the title race. Sure. City are fantastic. Yep. City can dominate and beat anybody. But I've got this thing in life, you know, we showed for 25 to 30 minutes that what we could do. And then we just regressed in the game. When City upped their levels, we didn't attempt to up ours. There was times where we had balls in cul-de-sacs and players, for me, bottled it. Instead of trying to find the right ball, I said, you know what, I'm just going to kick it. Just going to like flick it, try and flick it between 3 people. I'm going to lose possession. I could hold my hands up and say, where was my support? Where were my runners? There was nothing from anybody today. And it's terrible to see. And of course, City were phenomenal. They are a brilliant team. They're in the title race for a reason. They win the Champions League this year. This City team enter the mix to be considered one of the greatest Premier League teams of all time. If they had a Champions League to this trophy haul that they've got, of course they're great. But I still want to see more from my players. I still want to see more fight and more determination and more grit. Now, viewers, I'm going to go to some super chats now. We are going to bring on KJ, Zee T, Oh My Dizzy, Sunshine, individual calls on the show today to have their say. So stay with us. I know a lot of you are asking for Zee T to come on. He will be here. Don't you worry about that. Some of the super chats here. First one here says, Terry, you're too biased, man. Why is a title top 4 done when it's more about City going 6 points clear of Liverpool? you don't like giving City credit. Liverpool win yesterday and you make the title. Liverpool will win the league. I've already said my guy. Bear with us. We are going to get onto City later on in the stream. Thank you. This season is giving me David Moyes season vibes. I kind of hear you there. Terry, as a Liverpool fan, this is looking extremely difficult for my team. City has the bit between their teeth. Stop comparing KDB with Bruno. It's embarrassing. But that's a really interesting take because, again, put KDB in this Man United system, club, and setup for 2 to 3 years and watch him regress. And that's the point. Like, every single player Man United have purchased or has come through our academy in the last 9 years has not left a better player. Hasn't gone out with us going, I'm so desperate not to lose you. Every single player that's come to this club in 9 years has regressed. So for me, I know how good Bruno Fernandes is. I still have faith in him as an individual. But when everybody goes backwards, again, focusing on one individual player, I just can't do anymore as a Man United fan. Ragnick out, no more excuses, is what I said there.
Fire a caretaker.
Exactly. Terry, that was terrible. We have nothing. United need massive rebuild. That's going to take years, is what Ray says. True Gunner TV says, can you send us the link, please, bro? Yeah, we'll put it out in a few moments, my friend. We'll get Javerne to share that in the comments section in a second. Terry, I'm so sick and tired of seeing Harry Maguire at the back for Man United. I will say quickly on Maguire, he was shocking today, Lias, again, wasn't he? He was terrible.
I have nothing to say.
I don't think it changes the collapse, though.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I would have thought Varane would have started if he didn't have COVID or whatnot. But, I don't think Maguire was shocking. But I don't think if you had another centre-back, you're winning that game or not conceding those goals. Once we got into the second half, you just collectively, so many times this season, United have been, I feel as an outsider, it feels like you're playing as individuals. And then for the first time in a long while, in that first half, it felt like you were playing as a collective. And then as soon as it got tough, it was like you're not a team anymore. It's just individuals.
100%.
It was nothing. So
I think the defense, especially, like you saw how many times we were just split open defensively. Like you see players at 6s and 7s. Maguire played a horrible game, but I honestly think you've seen it so many times with Varane in there. You've seen it with Lindelof in there. I'm not saying Maguire is the answer. I'm not saying Maguire is blameless, but I just think he's an easy scapegoat.
Yeah, it's like Tel said, if you brought De Bruyne in for a couple and had him for a couple of years, 100%. He's not the De Bruyne you see at City.
Yeah. But it is true, and this is what, again, Maguire deserves criticism. He really, really does. Yep. But this is the point I'll say to anybody. Who in Man United in 9 years has thrived? Consistently. No one. So I'm just sick and and he is crap right now. There's no doubt. I'm a Chelsea fan. Montague and Capulet. There we go. Romeo and Juliet. Colleen, will you be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo?
No.
That was corny as hell, my bro. That was hella corny.
Just with your face on camera, can you reply, please?
No. Sorry.
You got to take the L there, my guy.
Crazy brick.
Unlucky today, Terry. Yeah, thank you very much. Well done to City. Tottenham Hotspur had more bottle against us and beat us. And this is the point, right? This is the point. Tottenham beat City only a couple of weeks ago. They are not unbeatable. They are not untouchable. You can get at them. If you actually look at Man United's record away at the Etihad in the last few years, it's been good. The difference today was we had to win. We had to perform. We had to deliver. If Watford would have pulled off the unthinkable earlier today and beat Arsenal, Man United do better in this game. If the pressure was off, we play better. We cannot handle pressure. That's not to do with quality. That's to do with mentality. And we lack it. And anyone that denies it's about mentality, I'm sorry to say this to you, you're going to fail in life. Howdy, Terry. I'm from the US, and I think I love soccer. It's called football, brother. Football. I'm looking for a soccer team to support, football team. And I think Man United Red Devils is my team. Anything I should know as a new fan? Go Manchester Red Devils.
Get out now.
Get Out. You ever seen the movie Get Out? That's Save yourself before it's too late, my brother. Don't make the same mistake I did.
I can't even hate United anymore. I only hate good teams. Bruno and Pogba must hate the days like today, which come around too often now. And this is what I would say about a lot of our players. do not be surprised when Paul Pogba leaves. You start seeing this play go, and Man United. You hear this from Man United fans. Why didn't we see that Paul Pogba at United? Where was it, United?
Is that what they sound like?
Yeah. And then that's how I read their tweets. And then there'll be Bruno will leave, and Bruno's going to start scoring. And you're going to see people go, why was Bruno not like this for us? Why was he always giving the ball away? This is it. Rashford's going to leave and go somewhere else. It's going to be, how comes he's scoring all these goals? Why couldn't he didn't want to play for us? Martial, I've seen him play. He's doing all right in Spain. Players will thrive when they're away from this cesspool. This club is toxic. This club is broken. It literally is what it is. It literally is what it is. It's toxic, toxic waste. Likes of Bruno and Sancho, etc., will start to leave if United can't compete. I agree. Man United totally getting outclassed as usual. Bruno is awful. Zee nowhere to be found. Egal will cook him like a well done steak.
What did Zee say in particular that everyone wants to see him on the show?
No, like Zee. Okay, yeah, so Zee has said that he still thinks he's going to get top 4. That's true.
Okay.
So yeah, he done that. And Gal also guaranteed it as well. In fairness to Zee said he'd shave his head off. He didn't make it. But
okay, that's different.
No, but I met Zee the other day. Zee don't need to shave his hair off.
He's already losing.
No, he already got it shaved off. He's already got it shaved off. I was like, he done this with that bet there, you know. Sorry to out you there, my brother. I'm American and embarrassed we still say soccer. Listen, it wasn't originally called soccer, but you know, like Snickers used to be called marathon bars. Things change their names, like get with the times. It's called football. I know Americans have their like weak boy rounders. I call it weak weak man's rugby because they wear pads and they wear helmets.
What is that? American football.
Weak boy rugby. Weak boy rugby. You got to wear pads. You're a tart. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're big men. Oh, I've got to wear a helmet. Oh, I get qualify what it is. Proper men play rugby. Do you know what I mean? Put the best NFL team against the best rugby team and watch the NFL team walk off crying after 20 minutes. Crying. I'm just winding people up that love NFL. I love winding people. It's like when I say that grown men that watch wrestling need their hard drives looked at. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them weird ones. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Violence.
Oh,
I know. I'm only joking. WWE is amazing. I used to watch it when I was a kid. If Man United was your missus, would you have broken up with her? And in what year would you have done it? So I can answer this. I've always said this about Man United. Man United is Cat Slater. You watch EastEnders?
Oh my God.
I've never seen it.
You know, you watch Cole, you watch EastEnders, right?
Yeah.
So this is it. How many times, keep the camera on Colleen for this, let's see the facial reactions, please. How many times did Cat cheat on Alfie? He would take her back. She promised never to cheat on him again, only to screw another geezer behind his back.
Every day of the week, really.
Every day of the week. She's that hussy, and that's Man United. Man United are Cat Slater. I've been Alfie Moon, and I keep taking them back. They keep breaking my heart. And this time,
United's cheating on you in person too. Like you're watching it.
I know.
You're like a cook.
I'm a cuck. Back here it says for United to have a record against City of 11-1 this season with a trio, with a trip to Anfield still to come in 2 weeks. Yeah, Liam, my guy, I can't even think about that, my friend. I'm going to go to calls in just a minute. Why is it called Soccer AM? Well, they're allowed to call it what they. It's a good point. It's a very good point. I didn't name that show, though. I wouldn't have named it Soccer AM. I'll ask Rocket next time I speak to him. Soccer is an English word. Blame it. No, I know we originally called it soccer, but we changed the name now. It's changed. 100% correct. When we have to win, we show our true selves, which is a weak, gooey crap with small from distance. I hate it. When will it get better? I don't know if it will. Man U look like Arsenal 4 to 5 years ago is what's been said there. I hear you. What are you guys laughing at over there?
Someone's pretending. Let's pretend to be Egal.
Oh, someone says they're Egal backstage. That's a madness one.
Egal is actually here.
So right. For Zee T to come. Oh, my Dizzy to come. Sunshine to come. First up, though, KJ's here with us now. Smash the like and share button, people. Welcome back, KJ. Disappointing day. Give me your thoughts, mate.
I hope for a draw, bro. That's all I wanted. That's where we're at right now. I was hoping for a draw, and they can't even give me a draw. I think this is it. I think, I keep mentioning this thing at what point do fans of a football club have to realize that literally whatever they was, it's just not it anymore, and the chance of it coming back is very slim. I think this is it. Maybe it's the summer. Maybe after the summer, it will show us if that moment is it. But that own moment is either here or it's coming. Manchester United, for me, are no different to any other team in the league. And that's okay. Because you know what? Do I see Crystal Palace fans cussing because they're not winning the league every season, or Brighton, or Ball? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see them cussing. So why am I here going to be cussing when we ain't that team? We ain't that team no more. So what do people expect me to do? What do they want me to do? There's no point of crying. There's no point of screaming, shouting, saying whatever, when we know this is what we are. This is what we are now. And again, maybe in the summer, this whole revolution of change is coming and we'll be back to the top. But the likelihood of that is very slim. So for now, we are just any other team. So Man United fans need to adjust to that and expect these things to happen. And that's all I can say. Today was terrible.
What do they say? It's like the last stage of the last stage of
hey, fam. Literally the last stages of like grief and all of that is acceptance, bro. Like that's all it is. I'm just accepting.
Yeah, it's like we've got to sit down. We've got to sit down, and it's like Alcoholics Anonymous. You just got to say it. Man United fans have got to sit down, look each other like in a big circle, look at each other, and just say, we are no longer a big or competitive club, not in the context of winning trophies. Historically, we're massive, but we're not there anymore. We are not. I wouldn't use words like ex-great club. We're great because of our history. We are no longer a competitive club. We're no longer a title contender. We no longer have a chance of winning the Champions League. We might spend money, but when it comes to winning the Champions League, we've got as much chance as Seville. When it comes to winning the Premier League, we've got as much chance as West Ham. Don't let the bookies fool you. Don't get overly gassed about anything. This club is absolutely finished until we structure things properly. So I don't care about who the new manager is now. I don't care about who the players coming and going are. Until I know we're being run properly behind the scenes, it's all irrelevant. And I did sit there and say this, and I very rarely do that, I told you so's, to every Man United fan who says, get rid of Ole. And you know what? We could win league with this squad. We could win league. We could win the fucking league with this squad. I'm telling you. Let's win the league with this squad. Bollocks. Told every single one of you they were chatting shit. 9 years of this mediocrity bullshit. I'll just sack the manager, we'll get better. Knobs,
right,
every one of them.
Honestly, we need to go talk to Nottingham Forest, to Blackburn, you know what I mean? Newcastle. We need to talk to the clubs where they've won the league or have come close to winning the league and all of that, and now they're just wherever they are. We need to chat to their fans. Get their older heads to advise us because, fam, we are here in what? In nothingness. This is what I'm saying, and I can't sit here anymore and get overly angry or get overly like passionate or whatever, because it's kind of like what passion did they show today? I was sitting there like we scored and I was happy with Sancho, but I was sitting there like, okay, cool, like how are we going to do for the rest of the game? And literally just one moment again, moment of foolishness like our team have to do. 2-1, second half they gave up. So I'm just like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, Man United fans, stop acting like this club cares about you, because it don't. It don't care about you. It don't. As much as we love it.
You're right. You are right. And the thing is, I know I keep saying I've got to have acceptance with it. The problem is with me is I will let this club take. I'm saying all this, but I will let this club take me back. The problem is I'll take the club back. Sorry, I will be there. I once said this to Egal, and I will sit there and lay on the bed stroking my club's hair while another man has sex with it.
Oh my God.
I'm a cuck to United. Yeah. I'm gonna get dragged back in. Yeah. I wouldn't do that in real life, by the way. No chance. But when it comes to my football club, I'm a different person. And it's sad because I should walk away, but I can't. They got me.
You love your football club more than your woman.
Yes.
That's what we're saying here.
The only three people in the world I love more than Man United are called Archie, Freya, and Jackson.
They're your kids.
I would put my football club above every. I mean, I love my football club more than my religion. Which is atheism, by the way. People like, listen, I'm only joking, by the way. People get taking so seriously, didn't they? KJ, listen, brother, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, and we'll chat to you again soon, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Make sure like buttons are being smashed, people. A big shout out to Boohoo Man that are sponsoring us today. A little bit of a sales pitch here, but I've got to do it.
Cuckold FC.
Yeah, Cuck FC. Listen, I want to say this, by the way. New season in just over a week. New season of Top Boy starts on Netflix. Now on Boohoo Man, they've got the official Top Man clothing, the Top Boy clothing range that has just landed. Click on the link in our description and in the live comment section. At the end of the stream, when you're done here, go check it out. Up to 40% off that clothing range. It's absolutely some amazing stuff ahead of season 2 or season 4, I call it, of Top Boy coming out. So go and check it out later. Next on the show, I know you've all been waiting. Zee T is here. Let's do it. Zed, what you saying, mate? You're on mute, brother.
Oh, boy. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, girl. Hey, girl's happy right now, isn't it? Shit. Hey, listen, I said it on the other day with Daps. If, for example, Jesus could hear my cries, we'd win. But, bro, today, I'm not going to lie. I don't even know if I could cry. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the emotions are. I think because it's a derby, you feel much different. It's much different. Like you lot picked it up. Like at the end of the day, the press was good initially, and we were actually doing a little something. Nothing major. It was a little something. I don't want to exaggerate on it. And after we got the goal from it, you get what I mean. But the simple fact of the matter is, the players aren't good enough. The tactics.
Are you ready to apologize now?
No, I'm not ready to apologize, bro.
No. One second, my guy. I'll let you say all of that. Just so I could hear an apology. I'm waiting for it. You have just said that your team is doing all this. You've said numerous occasions that your team is this, and you're calling them all out. But every time you speak to me, you have a different tune. My guy, come on. Tell me the truth. Tell me what's really in your heart. Stop lying to the people. The people want. Tell them the truth. I can hear it in your voice, my guy.
Listen,
I don't want no more excuses.
Listen.
Tell me the truth.
I'm gonna be real, bro.
Tell me the truth.
You can
tell me the truth.
All
the
of this,
people
bro.
deserve the truth. Tell me the
wait
truth.
For me to talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
Tell me the truth. Don't tell me lies. Don't come at me. Don't come at my club. Don't come at anybody. Don't go at your own players. Just speak the truth. Tell us the truth.
Okay,
tell us how you
listen,
really
I'm gonna
feel.
tell this. I'm gonna tell you this how I really feel, right? I feel I've taken an L 100%, bro. But let me tell you this, bro. If Arsenal get
your
top
name's
four,
Lead for now on, okay?
Listen. If Arsenal get top four, bro, don't say my name's Lee because you never had this energy with Lee. You got this energy. You got this energy
I have
when
the
it
same
comes
energy
to what's
for everyone, bro. Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape.
Hold on.
Go watch the tape. If you want to, go watch the tape. Okay, he's got to go. The police pulled him over.
I said the police pulled me over. Listen, stop all of that, bro. I'm gonna be real. Because you want to be cheeky now. You want to go beyond, right? I'm gonna be real. If Arsenal get top four, you're getting an apology. If Arsenal do not get top four, bro, you're not gonna get an apology. We can do a face-off, and I guarantee you, people, audience, Egal won't have the same energy. Yeah?
Bro, I will have the same energy to your face, behind your back, on stream, bro. Wherever you want. I don't hide. Bro, I don't hide. Are you trying to fight me? We can set up a YouTube fight.
Fight too. Guys, I'm going to make this announcement now. So when it comes to the 12th man episode, Arsenal versus Man United, it is Zed versus Egal.
No, it's Lee.
In this. Oh, sorry, I'm not calling him that. Like you can call him that. Like that's your thing,
Terry,
yeah.
I guarantee you, bro. I can guarantee you. I bet my life on it. Terry, you've seen me in person. I can guarantee he's not going to have the same energy in person. And I'm going to love it. So he best make sure. Like I said, if Arsenal get top four, 100%, I will apologize. I'll be a man of my word. Like I said, this guy's enjoying it. He's enjoying this nice little bit of fame that he's getting.
No,
I've taken my L. I've taken my L today.
One second.
I'm not happy with
One second.
Right?
One second, bro.
One thing is. No, it's not about 1 second, bro. One thing is, right? Don't take disrespect too far.
Done.
No, bro. I'm gonna be real. Don't take disrespect too far,
Who's
bro.
taking disrespect too far? You're the same who came on the stream calling me little man and this, that. Now that I called you Lee, you're getting angry.
Egal, listen to me, bro.
Okay.
We've spoken each other
Bro.
on spaces and we've spoken to each other off stream, bro. Just keep your energy mellow. That's all I'm going to say to you, brother.
Bro,
just
you are completely losing the plot. What's going on?
April, we do the face.
We're talking about football here.
Yeah,
we're talking about football here. We never even got to Kevin De Bruyne scoring those goals. We never even got to Riyad Mahrez scoring the goals. And you're already losing the plot, bro. Let's talk about football. You're talking about fighting, bro. What is this? The UFC?
I'm not talking about fighting.
This is football terrorists, not the UFC, my guy. This is Terry, not Dana. Come on.
No one's talking about fighting, bro. Like I said,
you were talking about fighting.
Keep the thing toned. Because at the end of the day, bro, I can come on here and I could be shouting, I can be doing everything.
Okay, let's talk football then. Let's talk football.
We can talk football. I'm just talking about.
I told you about cohesion. Do you see it now? I told you about cohesion on the last stream. Do you see it now?
I'm gonna keep cool, bro.
No, let's talk about football. Why do you keep getting rattled?
We can talk football, but you're not talking football, are you?
So come, respond to this. Respond to this.
We got our face off.
Do you see the cohesion? Do you see the cohesion in your team? Did it look like they gave up on in that game? Did it look like they stopped playing at a certain point? And when you look at Arsenal, on the other hand, we continue to fight against Wolves the other day. So that's the difference between our team and your team. You guys give up. You guys buckle and you guys lose these games. Even against the smaller teams, you cannot finish your dinner. Today was a different team. Obviously, you're facing one of the best teams in the world in Man City. But when I'm talking about football, my guy, you do not have what it takes this season. And your players don't look like it. So I'm just going to end it here.
Okay.
Zee, you do not want to have a football conversation. You're so
rattled.
Let's
have a football conversation.
Am
I the one that's rattled? Let's talk football.
Listen, Zee, look, I appreciate you calling in, mate, and having your say. We'll have more of a panel show later on in the week. Just overarching thoughts on today. Was it a case of United just not having the quality, or City just being too damn good for us?
Bro,
what's your thoughts?
At the end of the day, my guy, I'm not gonna lie to you, Terry. Like I said, when I spoke with Daps, bro, it was horrible, bro. Like I said, I had fans attacking me, telling me, "Oh, you don't know ball, you don't know." There's not much you can say with United right now. It's horrible. At the end of the day, it's horrible. And like I said, for me personally, the tactics were wrong. The team selection was poor. We can go on about this for days and days and days and days, but the players just aren't good enough. After Rangnick also has to take blame. People need to stop saying, "Oh, you know what? It's not Rangnick's fault as well," because it is. At the end of the day, it is. He's a part of it, brother. He's a part of it. You get what I mean? But yeah, anyway.
Hear you completely, mate. Listen, bro, I know you're busy. We'll speak again soon, my friend. Thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, mate. Top man, Zed. Thank you. Listen, he showed up at least. He got cooked, but he showed up on that one. Next on the show, Sunshine is here with his big Man United fan. What are you saying, mate?
Bro, tell me, man.
Turn into the Joker, bro.
Oh, how are you, Terry, man? Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. How are you, my friend?
I'm just at a point where...
Forget football. Forget football. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm in the studio. I'm with some good people. I just, barring Man United, life's pretty good, bro. Kobe Covington knocked out that beat that Charlatan last night. So happy days.
Love that, my friend. Love that. I just came in to say hello, bro.
Mr. Giacomo? This is a Giacomo model here doing his thing. I've seen the videos. I've seen
Appreciate it, bro.
Sunshine.
Appreciate it. Come on, man. Listen, end of the day, I've had the biggest vent and shout off ever. So I feel released, man. I feel cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, end of the day, this game. Let's just break it down. I heard that some of the people's and I don't know their names out of respect, but some of the guys that are on your show right now talking about Maguire. It's not really down to me. Listen. When you approach a game, right, and you've got 11 man versus 11 man, and they are ready to war and they're ready to play, right? If your people can't do the basics, and I mean, Jim, you cannot do the flipping basics of football, defending, positional awareness, reading what's going on around you in the first 5 minutes. Do you not think emotionally other players who are better, who can win you games, are going to look at that and go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again"? Do you think they're going to be 100% professional 24/7 when your club's in dire straits, when they know the fuckeries and the issues that are going on behind closed doors? It's like death by 1,000 cuts. How many cuts do you want to have before you know in your heart shit ain't going to change? I am seeing a McTominay jockey like a fucking, excuse the French, sorry, like a crab. The guy's literally doing this side by side, bro. First 4 minutes, I'm shouting at the TV, Terry. Put a challenge in. Put a challenge in. The guy's just doing this. What is this? What is this guy? Someone tell me why energy and passion is rated more than footballing ability, please. I beg. What is it? Tell us out of position. Then Maguire's looking over left and right going, I'll tell you what, I'll just go for the one who's closest. Gets spun off his own studs, bro. Because he's too flat-footed, buries himself in the grass, game over. Was that a typical Man City goal? Was that an amazing Man City goal? No, it was not. So we can't do the basics right. What's the point in starting the game in the first place? Why is this idiot playing 24/7? Why is Margaret? He's back.
Do you know what's
Margaret, he's back, Terry.
About it? Mate, listen, do you know what's mad about it all, right? I hear you on the passion thing. The problem is with Maguire and these guys, they actually don't have the passion and desire that everybody claims they do have because they don't get stuck in. They don't put their weight about. They don't try and step up and deliver. What Man United needs is better football players that have that heart and passion. For me, it can't be hard to find. There's one in West Ham's midfield. There's one in Wolverhampton Wanderers midfield. There's one currently playing for Brighton. Just to name three off the top of my head that have the physical ability and the tactic and the technical ability to improve Man United's midfield. And we don't have any of them at our club. And it's the one thing I even say about Paul Pogba. As talented as he is, where did he go in the second half? And I get the Maguire and the Fred stuff. But Pogba annoyed me because that guy is better than every single midfield player on that pitch across both teams. And he's
this is the issue, Terry. This issue I've got. The fact that Ralph, and you clearly saw, Ralph was trying to play him higher so he didn't have to press as much in the back end in terms of tracking back. It's because he knows that's not Pogba's game. And I'm not accusing his game. I'm not going to put it to one side. But like you've just said, you need the talent and you need that heart, you need that work rate, you need that mentality. It's not good enough. So why am I sitting here? Because let's be honest, as United fans, all we're looking at is looking at the talent, hoping that we can get something from it. So we put all our eggs on the talent. But really and truly, forget the talent to one side. The foundations of football, the basics of football are not there in certain players. And if they are going to continue to play consistently, McTominay, Fred, you know what? I'm going to give Fred a bit of a pass today. You know what I saw today? And a lot of people said to me, you know what, Neji, you need to look at this. You need to this. He said, McTominay hides in games. So he doesn't get criticized because he's hiding more often. So therefore, if he's not involved, he can't get criticized. So it's like he's had an okay game. Fred is covering every blade of grass for McTominay. And then when Fred gets bypassed, McTominay's like, oh shit, what do I do now? Then he's reactionary, and then he can't even do what he's meant to do in the first place. This guy is trash. He is haggis. He is pig's belly. He's awful. Get him out of my club. He's about future captain, you know? Someone said future captain. And I'm going to finish on this. I know you've got hella callers.
I heard it, mate. Listen, I hear you. You're absolutely right. And that's what I'm talking about. Him hiding is a lack of desire to play. He doesn't have the ability as well on top of that. But the reason that he's hiding, I don't mind if you lack the ability as long as you give it a go. If he was giving it a go and putting his all in, it's more forgivable. Honestly, you are right. He's absolutely stinking the place out. And if this guy becomes our captain, it shows how far this club has fallen. Sunshine, legend of a call, my friend. We'll speak to you again soon. Thank you.
Good to know, man. Big up the people.
Cheers. We're going to get Omar Dizzy on in a minute. We are going to speak Man City. We are going to speak the title race on this show. So stay with us because that's a massive part of this story as well. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us, subscribing to the Football Terrace. Omar Dizzy's here with us now. What are you saying, mate? You're on mute, my friend. You need to unmute that mic. Ledge.
Lord. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. What's it called? Sunshine's pissed. You know, Z looks dejected. You know, they all kind of encompass my emotions towards United at this point. Like at some points, I'm pissed, but then I think I'm at a point of apathy with these guys. You know what I mean? Like
I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's like you watch the team and you know what's gonna happen. You get your hopes up. Somebody does something that puts you back in the game, like Sancho's goal, for example. That was an incredible goal, by the way. And then immediately, the whole defensive structure just falls apart, and we're back at square one, where it's like, well, what do we do? And everything about United is just falling apart. It's just not working. Look, Ronaldo wasn't in the team today. Did we look any more likely to score? Did the pressing look any better today than it would have with Ronaldo in the team?
In the first, it's just interesting. We said that on the show. The first 20, 25 minutes, we looked better. And then as soon as the pressure mounted up, we crumbled. Players like McTominay started hiding. Players like Pogba started hiding. Bruno became erratic in possession. Defenders were stepping out when they shouldn't. We lost our shape. And again, when we get like that, it isn't a Ronaldo issue. It isn't a Rashford issue. It isn't a Bruno issue. It's a Man United 9-year-long issue. And that's what needs fixing.
Yeah, no, facts. And yes, but here's the thing though, even with that, I was watching the game and like you said, the first 25 minutes did look somewhat promising. But how much of that was United's well play, and how much was it of last minute tactical change that caught Pep and them guys off guard? Because as soon as halftime came in, our structure was set. So Pep was like, okay, so this is how they're playing. Here's how we're gonna beat them. Go and do that. And for the rest of the second half, we didn't look nowhere near. I went downstairs, made myself a sandwich, and I was like, yeah, this is not going to change. We're not going to get better. There's nothing. I'm not going to miss anything here.
Barring another goal for City.
I missed the third goal.
Yeah, mate, I hear you. And I think what you said there, the apathy thing is so true. It really is, because everyone has a tipping point when they just can't get angry anymore. So I hear you completely. Listen, Dizzy, really appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. And we'll definitely chat again soon, mate, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Top man.
y'all.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed. There's a tweet that's come out from David Ornstein that Lee just showed me that Man United are going to... They said, you read it for us?
Yeah, I got you. Hold up.
I've caught him off guard.
Man United understood to have started meeting candidates as part of process to appoint permanent boss, plus aim to make decision in the next few weeks. So new man fully involved in squad construction for next season and beyond.
And that's what's needed. I mean, in fairness, this picking who the candidate's going to be should have been done 2 months ago, 3 months ago. The players need to know who's coming at the end. We need to be consulting. People don't realize this. Transfer work starts now, if not a few weeks back. Yeah. You start working on the summer deals now. You can't work on summer deals unless you know who the manager is going to be, what the structure is going to be, and you can start working from that point. From your point of view, Cole, do you think that's the right thing for Man United to do now, is get that new manager named and done so everyone knows what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would hate to be in this position of you can't plan anything. You don't know who's coming in. You can't plan. We keep talking about a rebuild, and like I said, I don't know how much I agree with what rebuild there is to be to the level you're going to go to. That's another thing. Like, how you potentially have what? Cavani, Ronaldo, Pogba, at least.
Yeah, minimum.
At a bare minimum. Yep. And I'm sure there'll be a few surprises. You've got to have the manager or head coach at least involved in knowing who it's going to be and start the transfer work now. And that also makes me think, have United now given up on this season? Have they now accepted, it looks like...
Let me tell you this. I really hope so. I really hope. It's going to sound crazy. I hope United just forgets about this season, because honestly, like, I think top 4 is gone. But even like if they are together, like, I think it'll just be papering over the cracks. They need, for me, to have full focus, full attention on this next season, on this summer, because I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is the most important summer in recent memory for United.
You're right. And I think on top of that as well, you've got this element of, once we're out of the Champions League, which is either going to happen in the next game or the quarterfinals, we are not winning the damn thing. It's happening very soon.
Right.
When you appoint the new manager, the players that are not going to be wanted, you stop playing them now. Stop play some kids, play some youngsters, do something different. Maybe just to give us a little bit of joy. Like, you see 3 or 4 kids get a promotion, Hannibal can get some game time, whatever else. When we're not playing for anything because top 4 is over, we're not in the Champions League, I'd much rather that. I'd be a little bit more excited about it. But there is a caveat to all this, though. The Glazers are masters at PR. What better way to throw us off the scent of a bad season by announcing Ten Hag a week after we go out of the Champions League, so everybody stops to, and that's the one thing we can't do, though, is take our foot off their necks for how bad this season has been. Because a new manager being appointed and them saying, we're going to take Ralph on upstairs, he's going to be the new director of football, and we're going to do this and that, people will suddenly go, that's okay, we're fine. I'm not allowing my frustration and my annoyance at the club to subside. We have to maintain that pressure, because it would also be the perfect time to announce it because it takes everybody's eyes off the,
How
off the
quick
prize.
did David Ornstein come out with that after the game?
Like an hour.
Like, because I think, everything just gets lost at the end of the day. If that was an Arsenal-Tottenham game, and I saw how great you played for like 30 minutes, and then in the second half completely collapsed like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one in the manager's neck.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one in the player's neck. The board, I'm going to be.
You're cussing them all for sure.
Like, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, United are now going to start looking for a head coach.
Yeah.
Of course, they've been looking for a head coach. They've got what else are they doing?
Yeah, that for me is perfect.
That's been knowing since January. You have to.
That's PR right there. 100%.
And that's the one thing. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's come out now, Ornstein's either just been given it or he already had it.
Yeah.
And it was almost. And this is why I don't distrust tier 1 journalists. There's not a distrust, but it's be mindful who they work for, because I think he's been given that news and prepped an article, and the agreement is we will give you first refusal on transfer news in the summer if you release this story when we want you to. So if we lose to City, you release the story.
I don't think it's you just losing to City, because even you guys said at the beginning, like, you didn't think you were going to win.
Yeah.
It's how you lost.
Yep.
It was awful. And it's like, okay, at least you can take, if it was just if the game was finished in the first half, at least you can take at least something.
Facts.
At least something out of a Manchester derby. At least there was some sort of performance that you could take on into the next game. It's like the first half now goes out the window. It was a shocking second half, and now you need something to distract the fans, because of course they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it ain't distracting me. I'm Kat Slater. I'm talking to you, Kat. You're not getting away with this one. You're not being left the hook. But look, we do need to speak Man City as well, because it was sensational from their point of view. 4-1 in a derby, in that title race. They're now 6 points clear again of Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool have that game in hand. How do you see it going, Lies? Do you think they're going to have too much for Liverpool, or do you feel that there's still some chinks in the armor that Liverpool could exploit?
I mean, I predicted City to win the league in the beginning of the season. I predicted them to win it in December. I've been riding with City this whole time. I think they have the strongest team. I think today is just proof that they have the strongest squad. Ruben Diaz, possibly their best defender, goes out. They don't skip a beat. They have so many options.
Mentality as well.
Right.
They just got embarrassed at home to Spurs.
And this is their reaction. That's a reaction of champions. You're absolutely right. But Liverpool have done something that I didn't think was possible, and that's kept up the distance. Like, since they went through that poor spell, we can't downplay this. They went through January without Salah and Mane, and they didn't lose a single game. That's
exactly what we were talking about on the stream. It's like, a lot of people rely on like just having one or two players out. It's like, you know what? Okay, we can't finish top 4. We can't win the league because our best players are out. Our best 2 players are out.
Yeah. For them, it's nothing.
Despite Klopp might, potentially moaning about it, they still did the business on the pitch. And that's the difference between the coaches. Like Klopp and Pep are ahead of everyone else. Maybe Tuchel comes close. But also the squad. Like, you just don't get that up. Everyone else will just come out with excuses.
They would never down to us, 100%. That's why I say, though, so for me, Liverpool have done incredibly well to get themselves back into this race. I still think it's probably going to come down to a meeting between City and Liverpool at the Etihad. And if I have to pick, I think Liverpool are a fantastic team. I love Luis Diaz. What I've seen from him since he came to the club is unbelievable. Really good player. But I think City has too much this year. I think they will win the league.
Yeah.
I've said for me, I think Liverpool are doing it. I think Liverpool will catch them.
You think for a different reason, though?
Again, it's more just I've got a feeling. I mean, when Lanzini missed that goal attempt yesterday, I just felt like it was like I don't even know what the right word for it is. Yeah, like a written in the stars.
I think it's that juju, man.
Yeah, maybe. Liverpool,
crazy black magic.
I feel sports like that sometimes. However, Man City today, their response to Liverpool winning last night was impeccable. There was a lot of talk going into this game. Your home record against United isn't very good.
Right.
Liverpool winning, Liverpool in the ascendancy. How will you respond? And in the opening 20 minutes, United were going toe-to-toe with them and playing quite well. And that could have gone any way. And when we equalised, you thought, right, will City crumble or they rise to the occasion? And what you saw, and Sunshine touched on this earlier, with United not having it. The two basics of football are being able to pass and move in the right way, staying in shape, but then having the mentality to bring that all together. Like, this is what's crazy about the mentality versus ability argument. Everybody wants to separate it. And it's almost like the best teams have them both. Like, I don't want just passion or just quality. I want passion and quality, desire and quality together at the same time. And for some reason with football fans or certain groups of football fans, it's gone missing. You'll know this. Like, some people think it's all, great creators are just great creators because they've got good passing.
Yeah.
But you also need good vision.
Yep.
As Egal alluded to a video you made a little while ago. If you've got good vision, but you're a bad passer, if you're a great passer, but you don't have vision, you're not going to be a consistently good creator. You need both of those things together to be a good creator. And United will go through periods of, we've got a bit of it here, a bit of it there. City are just fantastic. And the crazy thing is, whether you're picking Liverpool for the title or Man City for the title, we are looking at two sensational teams with elite mentality to a point where they'll both be disappointed if they don't win it.
Yep.
However, that's as fans they will be, but they should be so proud of their clubs, how they're structured, how they work, how they operate. Do they get it always right? No. Do they always make the right signings? Do they win every game? No.
Pretty damn close.
But they're there, and they've changed the game. It's gone to a new level. They're part of this gateway change of the way football, the amount of games you can now only afford to lose or drop points in is minimized again further. You see this through the generations of football. They're doing a fantastic job. And if it wasn't for the fact that my club was so bad and I'm so angry about it, I'd probably be able to appreciate it a little bit more. And we've also seen now with Arsenal, Arsenal not near Liverpool and City right now. But you can see if they continue in this direction, continue improving their squad, continue to make sure that the way the club wants to operate comes first, they could find themselves back there. It's structure every single day of the week. And, City did deserve it today. And I'm not suggesting that, if we'd have turned up and been more aggressive, been more at it, we could have been more competitive. And by the way, if we'd have lost 2-1, 3-1 even, but the game for 90 minutes was like the opening 25 minutes, I wouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be as angry because my team would have given their all. And that's where I was frustrated from today. But viewers, how do you think City are going to do? Do you think they're going to have enough to continue in this title race? Now, I'm going to be getting a guy on the show. I can't pronounce his name right.
I think it's Chike.
Chike. He's a City fan. He's coming on to have his say. What are you saying, mate?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you, man? What's up?
I'm good. Oh my God, that Mahrez goal was peak. That was probably the best Mahrez goal I've ever seen in my life.
You got to do your research, brother. There's more.
No, I agree, but that Mahrez goal was absolutely sick. And Cancelo, if Cancelo scored that goal, I think that would have been. I think if Cancelo scored,
the overhead kick, kick he went for. Oh my God, yeah.
When Pep went, oh my God, that could have been goal of the season. But yeah, that was a great win. I think I personally think we'll win the league, and Liverpool winning last night is gonna push us for that game against Liverpool coming up, which I think will win because it's at the Etihad, and Jurgen Klopp hasn't beaten us City at the Etihad in I think since he's been there really, which is kind of shocking.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think it will go down to that game, and everyone's got a different sort of team that they're backing for it.
Before I interrupt you, Liverpool still have to play Arsenal at the Emirates, and Arsenal have not won a so-called big game all season. I think they do one.
They haven't because they suck. Because it's Arsenal.
Whoa.
It's
I was literally about to, come and talk to you and praise City and Pep, but now, honestly.
Oh, what are you going to say? That they're not good?
Yeah, do you know what? They're trash.
But I think that game has the potential to be a banana slip. What'd you say?
I said, cry me a river.
I'm weak.
Yeah, I mean,
wow, what a 3 points.
We can't be bantering.
Hey, man, anyone can get it.
Look, the energy's come back in this room, isn't it?
Anyone can get it.
Listen, on the terrace, Liverpool won their first title in 30 years. And all the Liverpool fans called in, and the viewers and the other people in the panel that night just ripped into him. It was like, why you said Gal was one of them. He was like, why are you celebrating? First in 30 years, you should be embarrassed. Like, that's just football. It happens.
If that was C, I'd be going on an absolute rampage.
Yeah.
I don't think so, man.
Are you worried about Diaz being missing? Could that be a decisive factor? When you guys lost Laporte, you guys said that cost you the title. Could Diaz have that same impact?
Yes, but the thing that boosts us most is that it's not like he's going to be out for the season. If he was out for the season like Van Dijk was last year, then yes, that would be a massive blow. Because when Van Dijk went out, look at what happened to Liverpool. They barely made top four, and it took a header from the goalkeeper to basically get them back into it. So the thing with Diaz for us is that it's not a long-term injury. I think he'll be back. I think first week of April, but again, the Liverpool game, I think if everything goes right, he should be back. But at the same time, I wouldn't risk it for the Liverpool game because
Yeah.
Listen, Laporte and John Stones. That's 2 quality.
Oh, they were
players.
exceptional today. They were absolutely exceptional.
They were.
Except
absolutely
there were
were.
a couple times where I was literally on my hands and knees, and that's probably because of Man United.
That sounds like fun.
Because Man United on the counterattack were just lethal.
Mate, listen, great call, my friend. It's great to see your energy is good with you. I am sad. You take care,
I'm
brother.
sorry, Terry. No, genuinely as a person, I feel
take care,
I
my
really
friend.
am sorry because 9 years without a league title is absolutely unacceptable.
Brother, you went 52. You went 52, brother.
It's actually 44 if you stand correct. It's actually 44.
Yeah, well, you guys went 44 years without a title, any kind of trophy. That's true. Imagine that. We're getting 5 years in now, so we ain't got long to go till we catch that. Hey, listen, brother, thanks for coming in, mate, and having your say. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
That guy had energy, bro.
He did. Energy. He did. I would as well if I was in their space. As a Barca fan, I'm worried for you guys. We are not on the same level. Sorry. You need to fix from top down, not down up. Absolutely.
I agree.
I call it the middle out, from the heart out. Do you know what I mean? I have accepted that Man United is right now what Man United is right now. I usually don't get upset anymore, but it hurts to lose a derby in such a gutless manner.
Yeah, I think he's right as well, because we all said in the first half, United were practically going toe to toe for a large part of the first half.
Right.
But then you saw the importance of having a good coach, a phenomenal one, because we were all talking about how Grealish was pretty much quite rigid in the first half. Still great, but still pretty rigid. And then we saw as they got the goal how narrow he went. Being able to free up the space, they changed a bit.
And that's when I think
they called it. They I think Pep was surprised with how United approached. And he changed it. And then they went up literally a gear. And just made a few little tweaks, and United were like.
That's all the difference at this level. That's all the difference that it makes. And I think I think that's a good insight right there, because you would have missed it if you didn't really watch Grealish closely enough, because you saw the first half. He was completely nullified. He comes into those half spaces in the middle. And that's a player.
we didn't have the subtlety to be able to change our game.
No.
How on earth did Man United get turned over like this? Everton gave City a tough game and Spurs beat them. Man United have better players than Spurs in every aspect, probably barring Kane. As a football fan, I am frustrated. And this is the point. Do you know why Spurs were able to do that? Spurs have the same issue as Man United. You weren't expected to win, so you were able to play. If you guys were under pressure, you guys would have crumbled. Everton, though, they turned up and they gave it. They turned up and they gave it their all. They run themselves into the ground. They covered every blade of grass. No players hid. And that's what I mean by the quality. As you're right, teams have almost got points off them recently, and they probably should have done Everton if it weren't for that handball. And that's why today, I wouldn't say City were there for the taking, but they were gettable. They were gettable because other teams have done it recently, no doubt. Joshua here says, so we are going to talk about McTominay hiding Maguire's mistakes, but not mention Bruno, Pogba, Sancho ghosting in the second half.
Man. Are you kidding?
In terms of Joshua, we have mentioned those players today. We have mentioned them, and obviously callers are free to come in and have their say. Kind of on the panel-wise today, we're not really focusing on any one said individual player because they all deserve criticism from today. Comment here. That's my phone. I hope I ain't broke. Thank God. I thought it was going to crack my new phone. Need a complete squad overhaul under new management. It will take 5+ years to get rid of the current players and replace. And no, the fan base and club won't have the patience. Agreed. It'll literally in 18 months to be, what's Ten Hag done? What is Ten Hag done? That's what you're going to get.
Win a Dutch title. Yeah, I can already see it.
He's a fraud. He ain't done nothing. You're going to get a lot of that, mate. Klopp beat Pep at the empty head in the Champions League is what Jose says there. Right, we've got an Arsenal fan on next. True Gunner TV. Brandon's here. Mr. I don't like Arteta. I wonder what he's got to say today.
That was like Ben White. Is that Ben White?
He's on mute. He's on mute.
I'm off mute now. Here we go. One word for you, Terry. Culture. That is what needs to change at Manchester United, the culture. Whoever Man United bring in as the manager in the summer has to be able to change the culture at the football club. And that is one thing that I will credit Mikel Arteta for at Arsenal. He has completely changed the culture at Arsenal Football Club. I mean, years ago, whenever we used to be under a bit of pressure to get a result, or, you know, whenever we needed to get something, you'd watch Arsenal crumble. Now, all of a sudden, in recent weeks, we've been picking up the points when we need to pick up the points. The culture has changed completely at Arsenal. And, you know, it was up to you guys today. There was a bit of pressure on you guys and you crumbled. And the thing about Man City is they absolutely suffocate teams in terms of how hard they make you work just in order to be able to get the ball off them. And I couldn't believe in that second half how your players just gave up. Like they just did not look interested one little bit. So for me, it's culture and mentality at Manchester United. It's not the fact that you haven't got the players with talent, because if we're being honest, if we look at Manchester United's squad on paper and look at Arsenal's squad on paper, if you go off talent, I would 100% say that Manchester United's squad is better than Arsenal's based on talent. But it's culture and mentality which is pushing Arsenal further than what Manchester United are getting.
I couldn't agree with you more. And a lot of people talk about balance, and I think that's a fair argument. There's a good amount of balance in the squad, but I do think it's more culture and mentality, as you rightfully point out. And you see this with the situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's gone to Barca and he's doing really well. Because he wants to be there, because he's happy and he's behaving there how he should. And the issue that you've got, sorry, you put your hands up and me laugh. I thought you was about to be nicked. Arsenal, you weakened on paper and on attributes, you weakened the quality of your squad. But you developed a stronger mentality because a player that didn't want to be there was removed, and it is galvanizing. And even though you've got less quality, I don't think Lacazette is as good a player as Aubameyang when Aubameyang is firing. However, he wants to be there. He's working hard, and you get more from that. United could reduce the quality in their team. You could take 2 or 3 players on paper we all say are amazing and bring players in that are a sort of one ladder down. Not massively down, but one ladder down. But work harder, don't go missing, and fight for every blade of grass, and you'll see an improvement in the team. You 100% will. We have too many players today. McTominay, we know he ghosts. Maguire, clumsy as hell. Paul Pogba today, he ain't getting up. Ghosted out of the game. Bruno, when he's under pressure, becomes overly erratic. All these things need to change, or they've got to move them on. And I don't do any loyalty to players. I'm loyal to Manchester United Football Club, not the Glazer-owned trash, because I won't spend any money with them anymore. My point is I want my club to get back to the top. I don't care if Ten Hag wants to get rid of Bruno and Rashford, my 2 favorite players. I will not cry. I will not weep. I'll be disappointed for them, but I will go, right, but who comes in? Because my club moving forward is important. One thing football clubs have got to push out and eradicate is fandom of players over the football club. Because you have to be able to sacrifice an Aubameyang to move forward. You have to be able to sacrifice. Listen, I think Spurs might be a better team this year if Harry Kane was sold and they spent that money wisely and bought 3 or 4 higher quality. Imagine they sold Harry Kane and they'd actually gone and got Luis Diaz and they'd have got Traore in and they'd have bought a Basuma in the middle as an example. You know, if they bought 3 or 4 players like that with the Kane money, got Vlahovic in the summer that was gettable, I think they'd be a better team right now. 1, in depth, and 2, there'd be a togetherness. They would know that their main men all wanted to be there. United right now, we're not in that space, and it's embarrassing to see. And then when you see Arsenal should be the case in point here, because when you've got Liverpool and City, everybody can focus on them and go, yeah, but they're already there. It's easy to, with hindsight, to say that Liverpool, yeah, we've got to do what Liverpool did because they're winning again. Focus on Arsenal right now and the direction that Arsenal are going in. Continuity, club structure, club ethos, good positive culture is more important than any other aspect, because without it, everything rots away.
100%, mate. 100%. I'll sit here right now and hold my hands up and say, look, I, along with a lot of Arsenal fans, many Arsenal fans, was thinking in the January transfer window, like, why you just got rid of your most potent striker in terms of goal scoring and not brought anybody in? And now I'm starting to understand the reasoning for that. It's probably because of culture and mentality. As you just said, you know, a player who doesn't want to be there is not good for the culture, not good for the mentality. Maybe Mikel Arteta and Edu couldn't find the players to fit the culture and mentality that they are trying to create at Arsenal and bring them in January. And it's looking at the moment like that was a good decision by them. I'm not going to get too gassed personally. I think we're nailed on for top 4 now. I'll be completely honest. I think we're nailed on for top 4. I think there's an absolute impossibility of Arsenal finishing outside of the top 4 now because of the fact that we've got the games in hand and we're already 4th now as it is.
Mate,
but
I couldn't agree.
What I would say is top 4 for me is just the start of things. This is where we're going to see whether the culture and the mentality of Arsenal Football Club has changed. Because next season, let's say we get top 4 this season. Next season, I then want to see Arsenal try and mount a title charge, or and go quite far in the Champions League. I don't want to be this club that just sits there and is happy with 4th. Do you know what I mean?
What you have to do next year, I think, as a bare minimum, is you need to make top 4 and you need to make it at the very least decisive. So it's like you are seen as favourites from the start and you see it through. The progression is always needed. One thing I will say, as great as Arsenal are doing, when you're Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, City or Liverpool, with what we spend and the size and history of our clubs, you're always underachieving unless at the very least you're challenging for a title. So even in the upward trend where you're getting better, you're still underachieving for a club your size, and you've got to strive to get back to it. That's got to be the end result. That's the top of the mountain for all of us, I think. And I agree with you completely. Brandon, legend, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. And I hope the heating gets fixed soon. Take care, mate. See you soon, buddy. Thank you. We had some super chats that came through here. First one from my guy, Robbie Singh. Hope you're good, brother. He says, this was by far the worst performance I have seen to date. The back line was atrocious. We just bottled in the second half. The team today has let every single fan down. Only Arsenal can help us with the top 4, which in itself is shameful. And Arsenal are not helping us, mate. They are going to put us to the sword now and embarrass us. This season is harder than last. 48 points Liverpool have is a point off second last season at this stage. Man United are 2 points off last season, and we get called. Sorry, and we
were called a good season. Yeah, this is why I don't like comparing like seasons to seasons.
Well, points is relative. It's always relative. Point. That's why points is something that it's weird. Points has only started to be focused on.
No, since Liverpool and City.
Since teams have been doing like Centurion level things, suddenly points are what everyone looks at. Yep. It's more for me the comfortable. Like Arsenal have got more points this year, but it's how comfortable Arsenal look in games. Last year, we were so much better than we were yesterday, especially as we hit that kind of October to mid-Jan period. We were very good in that time period. There's no doubt about it. And we haven't had a run like that at all this year. Us Man United fans can't even banter Arsenal fans anymore because Arsenal is building something right now.
Anyone can get it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, anyone can get it. But I'll be honest with you, I just feel empty joking about it. It doesn't feel right. Joshua here says, I agree, Terry, that everybody deserves blame today, but us, the fans, deserve to be arguing over our favorite players and managers is becoming pathetic. I will hear you on that. I hear you on that completely. I really, really do, mate. Thank you. That's it, really. I know there's lots more of you backstage. We can't take any more calls. I'm so sorry. I want to say a big thank you to Boohoo Man for sponsoring today. Go and get your 40% discount now. Go check out the Top Boy range. It is amazing. So I've had another super chat here come from Dexter. It says, sorry, it's 10-11 last time United were great. TT Elite, draws and injuries to C19. Is that Chilwell? Ended Chelsea's title run. COVID-19, sorry. Loses, I really struggle when things are written like this because I don't get it.
I can't understand this.
Okay. I hear you. No, I kind of get what you're saying there, my friend. Thank you for that super chat. You're essentially saying that injuries and COVID cost Chelsea. And yeah, it did. And look, Chelsea will be back next year. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. But everybody that's tuned in, thank you. Colleen, thank you very much yourself.
Thank you. It's been really enjoyable on my end, to be fair. It's been a great day.
Lias.
Less enjoyable from my end, honestly.
Yeah, I bet. Javern over on the tech. Cheers, brother. Thank you very much. Egal that's been here with us today as well. Absolute pleasure. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. Smash the like buttons.